So I'm here again with Benjamin Shaffer. In our previous video, he started talking about how Abraham lied when he went to Egypt about his wife, right? And that situation in church history. So what? And he has a little bit to say about that. I want to hear what you might want to have to hear what he has to say about that. Let's go.
So here's the thing: Abraham was supposedly perfect before God. Abraham is like the father of the faithful.
True. Yeah.
But he lied. Isn't lying a sin? Is lying a bad thing?
Lying's bad normally, right?
Right. And yet, if you look in the book of Abraham, chapter 2, it seems pretty clear that he was lying for a good reason. He was lying to protect his family and protect his own life.
Protected, yeah.
Okay.
Because, yeah. Okay.
And so this becomes like a thought experiment that matters to a lot of people. A lot of people say, look, lying is a sin. It is never, ever, ever justified. It is totally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But we actually do see a totally different view from a lot of these patriarchs in the scriptures. Quite a few of them end up lying. Nephi lies, Abraham lies, a bunch of people lie. And I'm going to argue that that is not a sin. Lying about certain things can be a sin. Don't get me wrong. You can't bear false witness against thy neighbor and so forth, right? But lying for the Lord, as it's often been called, especially by anti-Mormons, they always want to say, oh, you guys believe in lying for the Lord. It turns out that there's a real good principle here. You should always, always, always lie when you're protecting people.
Protecting people.
To protect people. Okay. Which is the more valiant way to protect someone? To tell a lie or to do violence, right? We all recognize that if you are being attacked, that you're going to be killed, you have a right to defend yourself.
Right, and there's things in history where someone was hiding someone that was abusive or something like that.
Oh,
and no, they're not here or whatever, and they're protecting them.
Another scriptural example would be like the spies that went into what became the land of Israel, right? They go into Jericho, and they're hidden. Look, there's lying by prophets throughout the scriptures, and there's lying even in the latter days. People say Joseph Smith was lying either when he was teaching plural marriage or when he was denying publicly that he lived plural marriage. Which was it? Well, I choose to believe Joseph Smith was telling the truth about celestial plural marriage, and that he did sometimes have to lie in public, but why? That's what matters. What makes it moral isn't just that he can do whatever he wants, okay? It's that he has to have a good reason to lie. And basically, he was lying to save his life and the lives of those he loved. And that there's nothing immoral, for example, about lying to the Nazis about the Jews hiding in your attic. You are supposed to lie to those people. That is a moral good.
Right.
Okay.
Because your life is on the line.
Exactly. And Joseph Smith's life was on the line. Eventually, he gave up his life for his testimony of plural marriage.
Amen.